What's up, guys? Joel VALLIE here. Thank you so much for joining us. We are Media Glitch, and it's thank you so much for your time. It's awesome to interact with you guys, let you know what's going on in this gaming world. And recently we had a game that was released on Steam quite a while ago, and has now made it to the Nintendo Switch. Like every single game, it seems like every month, Nintendo Switch is bringing the best of indie games. You know, a lot of our reviews that we did that no one's watched, they're now watching because these games are coming out for the Nintendo Switch. So the game I'm talking about is Sodden Sanctuary. The man who's gonna bring you the review is Michael Brown. Michael, how you doing today, man?
The man.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good, man.
And it's always good to have you, man. And I got with me Dustin as well, and he's just here to look pretty and maybe chime in. You played Sodden Sanctuary as well. They sent over, sorry, I hit my mic. They sent over 2 copies, so I was able to take a look as well. But man, what are we dealing with here? What do we got?
So firstly, if I'm not mistaken, not only did they just release it for the Switch, but I think Limited Run Games just put out a Vita copy of it too, a physical release.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of cool.
Which probably sold out in 3 seconds.
It did.
Because I can never get anything from those guys.
You need Breach and Clear?
I'm not.
Breach and Clear?
No, I don't want that.
I got it.
I want Wonder Boy 3 that I was robbed of.
Yeah, I was pretty sad
It's
about
fine,
that
because
one, too.
Play Asia is my alternative to
That's fair.
limited run games. They're not that limited. If
I
you
did
do
get
your
Night Trap.
research. You got Night Trap? Oh, I was there with you.
It's a good
I
one.
remember that. We were in a conference.
Yep.
And woke up all early.
Yep.
Oh, we missed it, the first one, right? And you got it later that night.
And I got it later.
It has nothing to do with the review. All right. So we have totally sidetracked. Sorry, go.
No, so Sodden Sanctuary is very Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne-like. The premise of death is just everywhere in this game, and it's literally one of the first things you do. So let's hop right into the story. Let's die in Sodden Sanctuary, because that is going to happen.
All right. The world as we know.
Yeah, so basically in the very beginning of the game, when you load up the game, you are playing the role of a sailor that is on a ship escorting a princess, and the game is fair warning you that if you die, it's going to be really, really bad for the whole world. And so immediately you come up on this boss, and it's a really fair fight. You get really close to killing him. Oh, no,
it's like
you don't.
over in a second.
Yeah, it's over. It's instantly over, and the game lets you know, it reminds you, we told you that if you failed, really bad things were going to happen. And the game lives up to its promise.
Which is a great story.
It is, yeah.
I loved it.
You know, the really interesting thing about this is I wanted to know, because I felt like during the gameplay there wasn't a ton of information about the story.
Right.
And so I was curious to know, like, if they had done more, if there was more story than I was able to catch, because I didn't get all the way through the game. I played a lot, but I died way too much. And so what I found actually is there's a wiki for the game with like a crazy amount of lore.
Nice.
And
It's always nice when they do something like that.
It is. I can't even get into it though, because I feel like if I do, it spoils a bunch of the stuff for the game.
I can get that. I
Yeah.
mean, just like if you were to have everything from like Dark Souls spoiled for you, there's so much lore there, like it would suck.
Yeah. So unfortunately, story-wise, there wasn't a ton. It just really throws you into this world where you wake up and it's like kind of wispy looking, and you're very confused as to whether you're dead or alive, or you know.
I think the game lends itself to be that. Like I never felt like, God, I wish I had more story, because I was just too busy having fun. I get what happened and I get what needs to be fixed, and I'm gonna go do it.
Yeah.
So like I didn't feel like that's a negative.
I agree with you. I think that the game's intent is to be really, really difficult with a lot of platforming and very open. Like you can go left to right, up and down in the world. It doesn't matter. Let's actually check it out, because the gameplay is really, really interesting in this game. So like I said, there's a ton of platforming elements. This is one of the first scenes in the game, and I just have to say, like, maybe I'm morbid, but the amount of blood, I was like, yes. It almost reminds me, did either of you play Vandal Hearts for the PlayStation 1?
Yes.
Yeah, and like every time you'd kill somebody, there's just a fountain of blood that came out of their body.
It's like Kill Bill, son.
Yeah, it was awesome. So just tons of platforming. Let's talk a little bit about the UI. In the top left corner, there's a red bar that's for your health, and just like the Demon Souls, Dark Souls game, you have a stamina bar as well, and the lower your stamina, the weaker that your attacks are. You can swap your inventory, or swap weapons, I should say. So you can see under the health and stamina bar, you're able to see what weapons you have equipped and whatnot. I started the game as a paladin, so I'm using a huge mace and a shield. I like the ragdoll physics too. Like if you hit somebody, man.
It's really well animated.
It is. It's awesome. I will say that it's not nearly, in my personal opinion, I would say it's weird. It's a difficult game, but I'm not going to go as far as to say it's as difficult as Demon Souls or Dark Souls because you do get healing potions.
But it's the way we grew up too. We grew up with side-scrolling platforms.
I'll agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have an advantage.
I had to put this part in when I got a pumpkin head.
Yeah,
it was awesome. So you, just like in Demon Souls as well, you have a currency that you spend to level up, but it's salt. In Demon Souls, it's blood, right? When you die, you drop the blood on the ground. In this game, you drop salt. And if you die again, you don't get the salt back. So you spend the salt to level up, and when you level up, you get these glyphs. They're black glyphs, and you spend them in the skill tree to get your abilities. Yep.
This guy.
I love how the knights or the bosses are introduced.
Yeah. I had to show a clip of me beating him because I was just so happy.
I got killed so fast by this guy.
Dude, this guy was tough. We were talking on the set before filming this part, and I was telling you, though, I felt like I was at a bit of a disadvantage playing a paladin first because my attacks were so slow. I was dying so much. And so I played for like 6 or 7 hours as a paladin and was just so sick of dying that I re-rolled it as a thief because I was like, okay, I'm going to play something that attacks super quick. And then I just destroyed that boss.
Right.
Yeah. Here's another boss, the Queen of Smiles, aptly named because she's missing her mouth.
Nice.
Yeah. She, I don't know, man. I just love the art style of this game too.
I know that when whoever I picked in the beginning, they told me, you are going to have the hardest time. They just straight up told me, the person. And I was like, what did I just get into?
You can see right here, when you die, it says a mysterious cleric revives you. And there's actually theories online where people are speculating on who the cleric or clerics are. But instead of salt, because you have none, because you just died, they take a small amount of gold. So
how's the music in this?
I love the music.
Okay.
I thought it was really, really well done. It's very creepy and eerie, just like I think a lot of us, I would imagine, especially the three of us sitting here, the first time we played Demon Souls, we were just like, oh my God, it feels like there hasn't been a game like this in forever. They killed it with the music, the graphics, the difficulty, everything. I feel like this game is really, really similar.
I've never played Demon Souls.
What?
I haven't played, because I want to finish, what is it? What's the one that?
Well, Demon Souls is the first one.
Okay, what's the other?
Dark Souls.
Dark
Souls.
Okay. Okay, so I have played Demon Souls. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
No, Demon Souls.
I haven't beat it yet, though.
Yeah, the whole Demon Dark Souls is
Bloodborne, all those games.
Right.
awesome. But getting back to your question, I got sidetracked. The music, the sound, everything lends itself to like a creepy, ghostly sort of atmosphere and world, in my opinion. Like even the music is, it's lightly in the background, but it's all just like depressing sounding. I can't. It's tough to explain, but it fits the game and the mood perfectly.
Yes, I agree too.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
I loved everything about this game. I love the look of it, the art style, of course the blood, the gameplay. I love that it was stupid hard.
There's people online, like I was looking, because I was like, man, this game is brutal. First of all, I saw that you could play with somebody else. And so I was wondering to myself, I was like, I wonder if you're like supposed to play with 2 people. And so I just typed like, I think I typed in Google like, should I play with 2 people or something? And I found this thread where somebody was like, how hard is this game? And like 9 out of 10 people were like, you're gonna die a lot. And then every now and then there was that guy that was like, it's not hard, you'll do fine. And it's like, okay, yeah, because literally you die. And you remember in Demon Souls how you'd get one shot?
Yeah.
There's not a ton of one-shotting in this game other than the bosses, but instead of getting 1 shot, you get 4 shot, except the 4 hits are in the span of like a second and a half. You might as well be a 1 shot.
And there are times like where, especially with like the magic, like you'll get hit and then you're stun locked and you're like, no, stop! I want to get out of it, and then you die.
There's also, you guys are gonna see in the last clip, there's parts where like some of the enemies have like ranged attacks, and you know you're dying, and you're like, oh my god, just run, and you take off running to the other side of the screen. There's nobody else on the screen with you, and all of a sudden a projectile just comes flying across the screen, hits you, and you're just like, all right, good game. So with that having been said, I saved the best asset for last. Let's take a look at how I managed to die 41 times in 8 hours. Yeah, the deaths.
In 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours of gameplay, 41 deaths.
And you didn't even go through the whole game.
No.
So you could have been 400 something. Right?
Oh yeah.
Because if you think about games, get harder as you get further.
The final boss was brutal.
And you can just tell, like when you're watching the clips, there's parts where I'll jump off of a cliff because I don't know where else to go, and I'm like, maybe there's something down there. No,
Leaps of faith.
There's not. And then so like in Demon Souls, Dark Souls, you lose all your salt and it reanimates as an enemy. So you have to go back.
Kill that enemy.
Try, but if you die on your way.
So losing your salt makes you salty?
Yeah, highly salty.
Very salty.
Incredibly salty.
Plenty of salt.
Yeah. Yeah, the deaths are just, I mean, it was just, like that, that was not sped up, by the way. One of those, the death right there where the guy hit me 4 times. These archer dudes are brutally hard. No enemies on the screen. I died to a ranged attack.
So this game retails at
$17.99. Okay. It's on PC, Mac, Switch, PlayStation 4, and the Vita.
And so, would you recommend?
Dude, $18 for this game is a steal.
I will agree. like, there's a lot of gameplay here. There's a lot to love.
Yeah,
here.
I think
and for that price.
Yeah, and I think it scratches a lot of itches. I mean, you kind of get the Castlevania vibe.
Yeah.
You kind of get the Ghouls and Ghosts vibe. You kind of get the Dark Souls vibe, the Bloodborne. I mean,
absolutely.
It's not without its flaws, people, for sure. But like when the stamina bar runs out, you can't even swing.
Nope.
It's not like they're weak swings.
But now that it's on the Switch and Vita, you can take it to the bathroom.
Yep.
That's what I do.
Right on. So, well, hey, man, thank you so much for your time and coming in. And thank you to the developers who sent us a copy to review. We appreciate that.
One small note.
Okay.
2-man development team. Husband and wife.
Oh, look at that.
Which is pretty fantastic for
Stay
a
married
team.
And bring us some more...
Ska Games, by the way. I don't know if I said that. Ska Games.
Awesome. So thank you guys for watching. And if you're watching this on TV, we'll take a quick commercial break. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. Oh, actually, no. Richard's ready to rack focus. This is our last segment. I'm sorry. And so thank you guys for this. That's the show for the night. We appreciate it. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us this fine evening, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.